North Korea, to other organizations that we may not be fans of, and there was no jurisdiction on who used this software, and it's still available from this company. So the question that Benedict asked us was, what are our thoughts and what is the future of privacy? Well, I think privacy is something that cannot be completely controlled in today's age, and it is even more difficult when different governments and different organizations have their own policies and their own regulations. So there's no global standard, and there will always be commercial companies. I know 5 companies that sell exploits to governments, either using it for good use, finding criminals, or looking for terrorists, or looking for bad actors in the world. But it can also be used for spying on citizens. It can also be used for intelligence and finding information from other countries and so forth. And this will never stop because it's something that was done before digital systems, and it's going to be even easier to do it in the future. This is a website that different attackers and hackers can go and actually talk about all the sites that they've hacked. It's kind of a forum where people exchange all their successes. This one hacker has hacked over 4,317 websites, including 1,500 defacements. And there's a list of all the sites he's hacked, right? And this is an average user on this site. So when we look at the underground, when we look at the folks that we're competing and combating, it is an area that is uncontrollable. And the only way we can control it is to be proactive. The issue, and I'll end with this slide, is that I want you to think about this. Everything we do in security today is detective. Everything we do in our network infrastructure, some of you with technical background may have heard of firewalls and intrusion detection systems, intrusion prevention systems, monitoring, surveillance, any type of penetration testing or auditing or scanning. All we're trying to do is detect. And hopefully we detect the attack or the hack or something bad or malicious before it occurs. If we miss it, then we have the worst hack ever. And many organizations have found out in 2014 and 2015, with a multi-billion-dollar cybersecurity industry, we've had more attacks and more data stolen than the history of humankind. If you think of Target, Sony, OPM, the Office of Personnel Management in the US, JP Morgan, Blue Cross Blue Shield, the list goes on and on. I have a whole case study on over 100 hacking attacks in the past 2 years. So with the technology and the knowledge and the intelligence that we have today, the detection mechanism is not working. What we have to do is we have to understand this underground, think like an attacker. As they say, to catch a thief, you should think like one, right? We have many TV shows now on CSI and forensics and thinking like an attacker. We have to think the same way when it comes to cybersecurity, and we have to even the playing field. So, some things to think about. If you have questions on more details in some of these areas, I'll be available for the next couple of days. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you, Benedict.